What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. No shows over the weekend. Um, Yesterday, I didn't actually play anything, but on Saturday, I did have a winner. So, uh, you know, things still going well as far as overall this year at about 115 units. So we'll see if we can start this week off the right way. Vino, it's great to be back here with you. How's everything on your end?
Was pretty good this weekend. Ski actually had a my first 4% WNBA winner yesterday with the got there barely, but got there nonetheless. Phoenix Washington over 167.5, got to 170. That wins. Saturday we had a 2-1 early with the Lynx first half against the Aces. They got their first half, got their full game as well, and then late at night the Seattle Portland, I think it was Seattle Portland Saturday night. It was an over. So pretty good weekend overall. And for those who were around for the full 6 days, for the price of three, you got the CFL 5% winner on Saturday. So it was a good weekend. Ski. We'll be happy to repeat that type of stuff all week.
All right, shout out to the chat. We got our usual guys in here. Prolific, Banking Man. I do see Gary out there as well. Appreciate y'all tapping in. We got two games to talk about here. And it's a great Rob. I mean, great win, Rob. So let's see what we can do with these two games to start the week. First up, looks like Toronto and Atlanta opened up 11.5 point favorites for the Dream. I'm seeing it as high as 15 out there now. As far as the total, opened 183.5, and I'm seeing this one as high as 187.5. Injury report: Pow is out for the Dream. Still no Sykes for the Tempo, and then Mabry is probable. These teams did play. Maybe it wasn't as recent. I look at the date for today. I think that was actually a little bit more in July. But the Dream coming off that L versus the Mystics. Mystics are the hottest team in the league. Tempo, they've lost what? Five, six, seven, eight. I mean, how many games have they lost in a row? 8 games in a row they've lost. And I don't believe they've covered at least their last five. Just haven't been good enough. We come to this situation here, Rob, where it's, you know, the Dream, for one, have not been good as home favorites. They've not been good as big favorites. If I had to guess, the Dream probably the worst ATS team this year without looking at it. I know they're one of them. They have to be. For the Tempo, they've been solid when they've been on the road. They get these huge amount of points, and they've been able to stay in the games. I think they're 9-5 as a road underdog. These teams have played a few times. The times when they played in Toronto, Atlanta did blow them out. The one time they played in Atlanta, it was a double-digit spread, and the Toronto did cover. It's just, I don't know. What is it about the Tempo that they can't play at home? They can only play on the road. And one more thing here, Vino. We know about these road games for the Tempo. They've been extremely high scoring compared to the home games. Dream haven't been the best on defense lately. They play better offensively when they play with pace. I can understand why this total moved up. Which way are you looking at this game?
Yeah, I can understand why the total moved up. Ski. You stated all the obvious points that have been going on all season long. Atlanta, I'll mention again, they're just a bully type favorite, right? When they're in this position as double digit favorites, or a team that's less than 500 that they should beat, they don't necessarily cover, but man, they score. I mean, they'll get 95, 100 against these types of teams without flinching. And Toronto doesn't necessarily fight back defensively. They haven't all year long, but 9 of their last 10 games, they've given up 91 or more. So you can understand why people would rush toward over here. Again, these totals are getting pushed to places we're not used to seeing, right? 183.5 is in this season reasonable, I guess, when you have two teams like this put together. 187, and now you're asking for almost 190. Like you said the other day, every single thing has to go right in a game like this. But for Atlanta at home against bottom feeders, it has gone right. The one thing I don't understand is that Marina Mabry is now listed as probable. She's on the injury list. She's now probable. I get why the total goes up, but why would Mabry in? Does the Toronto team get 3 more points because she's in the game? It doesn't make any sense to me. Total makes sense. Side doesn't make sense. I will say this: she's played with this neck injury twice in the last 3 games, I think, and neither time did she shoot the ball really well. I pushed one off as to playing Golden State. When you play Golden State's defense, okay, Marina Mabry hasn't been good against Golden State in a couple of tries this year. But Atlanta doesn't defend the three. They don't necessarily defend at all, really. Um, I don't know, Ski. The points look huge. I don't understand. But one more thing that's coming to my head now. If you go back and check, I don't know, I'm going to say last 4 games, last 5 games, money has come in on Atlanta every single time they've played. Somebody out there that can move the line is in love with Atlanta because they pushed it their way. I think this is 4 games in a row. Now, every time I look at an Atlanta game, boom, money their way, money their way. There was money their way the other night when they got whacked by Las Vegas, right? Wasn't that was the night Las Vegas was an underdog and they were betting Atlanta up to -2.5. Made no sense. I think I would lean dog plus points, although Toronto hasn't been playing well lately, but probably more over total. I think 187, it's probably doable. And let me, before we get on to the next game, because I looked this up, I've said a few times I don't understand the WNBA draft lottery. I looked it up. 7 teams are going to be in the lottery this year. Ping pong balls, which are weighted, but they're weighted over your last 2 years worth of records, not just this year, but last year included. And ping pong balls only decide the top 2 picks. 3 through 7 just go in order of, poorest record, 3, then up through 7. So maybe Seattle at 6-28 is losing these games on purpose. I'm not sure, to be in the ping pong race, and maybe Connecticut at 8-23. Toronto's got 10 wins. I don't know, Skee. I don't think Toronto's losing on purpose, but I think they'll score here. So, I've stated some reasons why I think it's probably a good overplay.
I'm just double checking one thing here. The comment section is cracking me up though. Yeah. All right. So comment section. Chicago Cheetah says a lot of people don't think Dream are a good defensive team. I think we are a good defensive team. The problem is they can be absolutely, but it's just not consistent enough. They go through stretches where they don't play any defense. Doesn't mean they aren't capable, but just need some consistency. Black Thor King says, me being a Dream fan, I will absolutely not lay -15 on them. No can do. I can agree with that. I'm not a Dream fan, but I just 15 just seems too much. All right, let's get to the next game. That one looks like Sky and Storm opened up -1.5, flipped. Open -1.5 for the Storm, flipped to -1.5 for Chicago. Total open 182.5. I'm seeing it as low as 177.5. The injury report, it's a lot going on here. Let me actually refresh this one. Have we figured anything out? No. So, Lager, Izzy, Samuelson, all questionable for tonight. Don't like that. I mean, on the other side, you have Sydney Taylor out, though. Skylar Diggins out. Sydney Taylor is a big piece. But, yeah, this game is just terrible, honestly. This is, honestly, I could think of a lot more things I'd rather do than put my money on this game. I can't lie to you. I'm going to pass to you, Vino. Is there anything you can make out of Chicago and Seattle?
Well, I think Seattle's schedule has been tough, Ski. They're going to be home after 4 game road trip, and that road trip was weird. 3 East, then fly all the way back to the Northwest to play Portland the other night. Give up 100. Their defense has not been good as of late, and now play at home against Chicago, who, for what it's worth, they keep trying. I mean, they do keep playing. Now that game Saturday was kind of nuts. Um, and I will say, it cracks me up, Skee, that a lot of people in the media, and especially those that cover the game and are inside the game, act surprised when Carrington takes a ejecting what it level 2 technical foul on Sophie Cunningham. I had posted that before the game even started, 90 minutes. I wish there was a predictive market on whether or not something's going to happen between these four on the floor: Sheldon, Carrington, Clark, and Cunningham. You knew it was coming. That being said, Chicago rallied without Carrington in that game, 90-86 final. They're playing hard. I think that I read a quote from Natasha Cloud, who said that when Dejanay Carrington is on the floor, it just changes our entire defense. If Seattle's missing pieces tonight, especially the two players that you just mentioned, it's going to be difficult for them. I don't like Seattle's schedule. I like the way Chicago's playing. I think Chicago at this point in time is probably the better team. High-scoring game, you could likely assume, but without a couple of missing important players for Seattle, maybe that over is not as easy as it looks. My lean here would be Chicago. First game of a road trip, coming off that game Saturday. They could have crawled up, rolled up and died in that game. Indiana had a sizable lead second half, but it wasn't going to happen. And I've seen that out of the sky a couple of times recently. So for me, I think Sky's probably the right side here. Agree with the line movement, especially if the injury report stays the same. They should be the better team here tonight.
It is first game home after a 4 game road trip for Seattle, so it could be a little flat here tonight. Yeah, I could get with that. I could get with that. That'll wrap it up for today. So let's see what we can toss up on the screen. Got the usuals, the 2-for-1, Veno and myself, 3-day all access, only $69. Good way to be involved with both of us. If you just want to choose one of us, you can do the buy 3 get 3 free 6 days for just 69 bucks. So a couple different ways to get involved there, Veno. Is there anything else you would like to promote? And you have a best bet for the show, there's people out there who would absolutely love to hear it.
I just get the feeling, Skee, that the comment section is going to hate us because I'm trying to project ahead, and tomorrow is $5 Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if we don't leave anything today, and generally speaking, I don't want to say we're company bound, but for the most part, we don't give away free stuff on $5 Tuesday. It'd be Wednesday before they come back for best bet. But I'll say this: I haven't played a game. I think I steered all of you in a direction where I might be playing in a couple of hours from now. There's a couple of things I like here. I think I might play one of them. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just we preach listening skills around here. If you're listening, if you can hear our voices today, you kind of know what I'm talking about. No best bet. It's already under 1.5. Skee, you want to make it under a half? I don't know. You let them know.
Mark says 0 best bets. Go to Wager Talk and skip the Starbucks. Yeah, I mean, people out there got some listening skills. They'll be able to to do a little something with what we've given them today. So yeah, I've only made one play. I've been low volume lately. I mean, it's hard for me to share. When I'm high volume, I share a lot. When I'm not, it's hard with what we do here at Wager Talk. So I only have one bet for tonight. I am gonna throw this up there because I don't have the updated graphic. I think they did upgrade it. Let's see. If you want to be involved with everything I do, these numbers are still somewhat accurate right there. My 5% best bets actually are 20-7 now, but I did lose a couple 4%. So the units are probably like close to what it says up there for WNBA this season. But if you want to get NBA early bird, you get the rest of WNBA free. And just like you can see up there, you see NBA regular season, you see where that's at, plus 32.42. Playoffs, you see where that's at, 69.16. I expect to do something similar in the WNBA. So I usually, I love playoffs. That's what I live for right there. Vino, I'm gonna wrap it up. Um, Appreciate you always taking the time to cap these games with me. Helps my process. I'm sure helps the chat out as well. And to the chat, we appreciate you as well. Best of luck on all of your action, and we'll catch you guys again for the 3 games tomorrow.